Raise your right hand, please.
You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Have a seat for me, please. And once you're seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
My name is Timothy Justin Hicks, and Timothyjohson, Hicks, Hicks, and I go by Tim.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed, ADA.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, we have shown all exhibits to defense counsel. Tim, before you took the stand, did I show you this photograph, State's Exhibit 1?
You did.
All right, and who's in that photograph?
That's Justin, Amber, and Jacob.
Is that fair and accurate in-life photograph of Justin and Amber Hicks?
It is.
At this time, I move to tender State's Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
State 1 is admitted.
May I publish this?
Yes.
All right, Tim, looking here at State's Exhibit 1, you said that it was Justin and Amber. Who is Justin Hicks?
Justin Hicks is my son.
What was his legal name?
Timothy Justin Hicks.
So not exactly a junior, but close.
Junior. Close.
And did Timothy Justin Hicks go by Justin?
He did.
How old was he at the time of his death?
At the time of his death, he was 31.
What did he do for a living?
He was a firefighter for Cherokee County. Firefighter paramedic.
How long was he with Cherokee County Fire Department?
Before his death, about 6 years.
Did he wear any glasses or corrective lenses or anything?
He did. He wore glasses.
Did he wear them regularly or just at night?
Somewhat regular, but I think mostly for driving and reading and watching TV, things like that.
Who was Amber Hicks?
Amber's my daughter-in-law. She would be Justin's wife.
Did she go by Amber?
She did.
How old was she?
Amber was also 31.
What did she do for a living?
She was an audiology assistant at the time of her death.
Wonderful. How long were they married? Do you remember when they got married?
I believe the year they got married was 2017.
Okay. Do you remember the date?
April, maybe April 12th.
Does April 22nd sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, April 22nd of 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I'm doing math correctly, were they married for about 4 years at the time of their deaths?
They were.
And then here in the photo, we also have this little boy. What is his name?
The little boy is Jacob Raymond Hicks.
When is his birthday?
September 4th of 2019.
Also, prior to taking the stand, did I show you State's Exhibit 3?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you recognize that photo?
I did.
And who's that a photo of today?
Can I see it again? I know that I saw
okay.
it. And
That's okay. State's 3.
that's Jacob.
Is this a more recent photograph?
It's not that old.
And is that a fair and accurate photo of Jacob today, one of the surviving victims in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State moves to tender State's Exhibit 3 into evidence.
Any objection?
State 3 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes.
So how old is Jacob today?
Today, Jacob's 6.
Where does he primarily live?
He lives with my wife and I, Charlene.
And your wife, is that Justin's dad?
No, Justin's mom.
I mean, mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
okay.
Yes. Okay. I want to talk to you about 5059 Verbena Drive. Do you recognize that address?
I do.
And prior to testifying, did you see a photo of that residence?
I have.
Okay. Was that State's Exhibit 2?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you recognize that photograph? Had you seen it before?
Yes, ma'am.
How had you seen it before?
I saw it by Justin and Amber, and I believe it one time or another it was probably a Facebook post, and my wife and I both, I think, were text a copy of it.
Is that a fair and accurate photograph of their residence at 5059 Verbena Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
State moves to tender State's Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Any objection? No objection. States 2 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes.
Is this the photo we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall?
Oh, she's going to show you the...
Okay. Yeah, that's correct.
And do you recall the significance of this photo or when it was taken?
If I remember correctly, the photo was taken shortly after they moved in.
Was this kind of that obligatory first new home photograph?
Yeah, kind of.
Now that address, 5059 Verbena Drive, what is the city that it's located in?
Ackworth.
Is that in Cobb County?
Yes, ma'am.
Who kind of initiated the purchase of this home?
Well, Justin and Amber both saw the home and were looking together, and when they saw this particular home, I believe Amber kind of fell in love with it, and that was kind of the house that she wanted. And so that's the one they aggressively pursued.
Were they excited when they were able to purchase this home?
A whole lot.
Was this a big deal for them?
Yeah.
Now, once they moved into this residence in September of 2021, did they decorate and furnish the house?
Yeah, they decorated and furnished it.
Did they keep it pretty clean?
Clean's not the word for it. I mean, Justin's a neat freak.
Okay. Immaculate, maybe.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a speck of dust or crumb or he's pretty. I'm not saying Amber wasn't, but I know Justin was.
Did they typically, clean up and tidy up before they went to bed at night or relax?
Yeah, typically they had dishes were done, things were put away. In fact, they even, best I can remember, they prepared for the next day. They had, like Justin would have his uniforms pressed or whatever and ready to go.
Diaper bag packed, backpack
Diaper
packed.
bag packed and,
What about safety measures? Did they have their house baby-proofed for Jacob?
They did. Jacob's room, actually, Justin had turned the bedroom door into a two-way door, maybe like a barn door, where you could open the top or the bottom, and they'd open the top so they could see in, but Jacob couldn't get out without them knowing it. And they had a baby monitor. They had gates on the upper and lower end of the staircase. And if I remember right, they had a gate or two actually on the main level blocking something. And those gates were locking gates. I forget the kind of lock, but it was more or less a child-proof lock.
And do you know whether those child-proof locks were engaged typically when Justin and Amber were still awake at night, but Jacob had already gone to sleep?
If Jacob had gone to sleep and they were sitting up for a little while, the gates were most likely unlocked.
Okay. But they would secure them before
They
bed?
would secure them when they went to bed.
What about locks on, baby locks on doors to the exterior?
They had some of those. They also had some of those little hinge things you put on cabinet doors and things like that. Plugs in the sockets and outlets and.
Really made a lot of efforts to keep that house baby-proof.
Yeah.
Did they have a security system?
They did, I believe it was one called Ring. Was it Ring? That's what what I remember. I think it was a Ring. One of them at the door, cameras, and you can see it on your cell phone, kind of thing.
And do you know whether they had subscriptions where data stored for things like breaking the footage?
I think they did. I think they had I don't know who the alarm company was, but I believe they did have some sort of, they had some sort of system where it was recorded.
I want to direct your attention to November 17th of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Unfortunately, I do.
Do you remember what Justin was doing on November 17th of 2021?
On that particular day, he was off of work. My wife and I were babysitters for Jacob while they worked. And anytime Justin was off, he kept Jacob himself. So I knew that he was off because Jacob was with him. And not sure what all they did that day. Hang on, and let me gather my thoughts back.
Well, let me ask you this. So Justin and Jacob were home that day.
On the 17th. Yeah, I'm trying to get the date between
That's
17 and 18. Right.
I know. It's okay. What kind of car did Justin drive?
Justin drove a black F-150 pickup truck.
And did Amber have her own car as well?
She did. She had a Chevrolet Equinox.
And do you know on November 17th of 2021, were both of their vehicles home?
No, that particular day would have only been Justin's truck because they had gone the night before. They dropped it off at a mechanic. It needs some sort of repairs, and so they had dropped it off and met up at some point and would have all been in Justin's truck.
Did anything for the time that you had contact with them on November 17th of 2021, did anything seem off to you?
Everything seemed fairly normal.
And now I want to talk to you about November 18th of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that's where my memories mostly, that's where I'm drawn to trying to answer your questions about the 17th.
Why is it that your memory is drawn there? What happened on November 18th of 2021?
My wife and I were in bed asleep. It was early in the morning. And my phone rang, and it was Amber's work, her boss from work. And she had asked if we knew where Amber was. And I told her, no, we don't know what's going on. She said she hasn't reported for work. And I'm like, okay. And it's kind of like spiritual radar went off inside me, and I knew something was wrong. Because I'm personally a pattern person. And I just keep up with patterns. And I knew that she should be at work. Justin would be off with Jacob. And so I immediately woke my wife up, and I told her, I said, if you're going with me, get in the van, let's go. And we drove to their house on Verbena. And we parked in the driveway, and I noticed first the garage, because that's where when you pull in, the garage was, which we were facing. Off to the left was the sidewalk that led to the front door. And I ended up going to the front door, and I was banging on it very hard. And I gradually got harder and harder because I didn't get any response. And finally, I was banging on it so hard it was actually bowing a little bit. And I didn't hear the dog bark. I didn't hear Jacob. I didn't hear anybody. And so I have prior law enforcement experience, so I did go over there armed. And kind of jumped into law enforcement mode, and I started searching the perimeter of the house. I left the front door and I went around to the left side of the house and was walking, edging the wall all the way around, quick peeks and looking. And in the backyard, they have this little breezeway kind of things like a patio. And when I got to the corner of the house there, where that separates, I did a quick peek, and I saw that the blinds and curtains were flapping in the wind, and there's glass everywhere on the patio. I knew then there'd been some sort of forced entry. I approached the window. My intent was to go in. I approached the window, pushed the blinds back. And I looked in. The first thing I saw was a bunch of glass inside that room. That room that door and window enters would have been Jacob's playroom. And as I looked in there, I noticed there was lots of glass all on the floor. I peeked a little further and looked to the left. The left would have been their living room or den, or however you want to call it, their TV room, the couch and all were there. And as I peeked in, I saw them. I saw that they weren't okay. And when I saw that, I'd already kind of got into cop mode, and I backed out because I was the only one there, other than my wife and daughter, and they wasn't going to help me clear the house. That wasn't even going to happen. So I backed out the window, and I took a low ready position. I had my daughter call 911 and had my wife take the van out of the driveway, parking on the street, and I had both of them get on the opposite side of the van for cover. I didn't know if anyone was still in the house or not.
I want to stop you right there, so I want to slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
Had you ever gotten a call from Amber's work before?
Never have. I have, but not on things like that. It was generally, I own a woodworking business, and they called a couple of times wanting help with some projects they're working on, but nothing out of the ordinary, like nothing that's a life-changing pattern, it was all other things.
So to your knowledge, had she ever just not shown up to work?
Amber never do that. If she wasn't going, she'd call.
Prior, I know you said you just got that feeling and wanted to get in the car immediately. Did you try to call Amber?
We did. We tried to call both their phones. I had my wife, I think maybe my wife and my daughter calling them as we were driving, or as I was driving.
And were you ever able to get any response from anyone?
No response on either phone, and that just intensified the whole unction. Something's not right.
Did you try texting as well?
Maybe. I don't remember for sure, but probably.
When you say that you all jumped in the car, so who was driving?
I was driving the van, and
who was in the front with you?
my wife would have been in the front seat and my daughter in the back.
And who's your daughter?
Ashley Hicks.
And so Ashley and Justin are brother and sister?
They are.
Who's older?
Justin would be older. And then I have a son, Michael. He would be next, and then Ashley's the baby.
So you mentioned that you had prior law enforcement experience. Where was that?
Cherokee County.
How many years?
Just right about 15 years.
And so when you originally arrived there, where did you park your vehicle or the van?
When I first pulled in, I pulled straight in the driveway beside Justin's truck.
And so your car was basically right next to him at the parking spot.
Right next to the truck in the driveway. The truck would have been to my left as I pulled in.
And when you said that you went to the front door and you were kind of pounding on the door, were your wife and Ashley next to you, or did they stay in the van?
They got out. They wasn't quite up to the door yet. They never really moved too much out of the driveway until I got to the back. And then Charlene just kind of peeked around the corner. And that's when I told her, I said, get back. Move the van out to the street. And actually, you call 911. And then both of you get on the opposite side of the van and stay down. Hunker down and stay there.
Your Honor, this time, state moves to tender States Exhibits 4, 5, and 6. States Exhibit 4 is the business record certificate from Cobb County 911 Communications. States Exhibit 5 is the 911 audio recording of Ashley Hicks, and States Exhibit 6 is the CAD report. Both the audio and CAD report are covered by the business record certificate in States 4.
Any objection to 4, 5, and 6? States 4, 5, and 6 are admitted.
And Your Honor, can we go ahead and publish States Exhibit 5?
Yes.
What's the location of your emergency?
Hi, I'm here to report a break-in.
What's the address?
That is the address. 1 second, ma'am. What's the address? $5059 Verbena.
359 Verbena?
5059 Verbena.
Okay. And what is your name?
We need someone here immediately.
What is your name?
Ashley Hicks.
Your
My
telephone
brother
number?
and his wife and 2-year-old son are missing.
What's your telephone number?
678
Uh-huh.
523
Uh-huh.
7974.
All right, and tell me exactly what's going on.
What, ma'am?
Tell me exactly what has happened.
So, my sister-in-law's work called saying that she hasn't called in today, and it's out of character for her. So we stopped by their house in a the area trying to see if they made a tip. And one of the windows in the back is broken.
There's a window in the back that's broken.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you guys gone inside the house?
No.
Okay.
My father's a retired cop, and he does have a gun with him for
But
defense.
you guys are waiting outside for the officers, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We are standing
Okay.
at the edges of the street.
All right, give me just
By
1
the
second.
driveway.
Give me just 1 second to type in what you said, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You said it was a back glass of the door or just a window?
The window, ma'am. We don't know if anyone's still in the house. The father's kept us all outside and away from the house.
All right, now I've got it in for dispatch. So you guys have not went inside the residence. And where did you say you were standing?
We're standing by the driveway,
Are there,
kind of on the road. I am wearing a purple hoodie. My dad is wearing a gray sweatshirt. And my mother is wearing a black hoodie. Again, we are unsure if there's anybody still in the house. We currently haven't heard anything. But we haven't checked, so we're unsure.
okay. Now, as far as the family, are there cars gone or, like normally would you see a car in a driveway and it's not there or it is there?
There are typically 2 cars. My brother, his wife, and their son went to drop off his wife's car.
Uh-huh.
So far, only the truck is here. And no one has heard from them so far in about 11 to 12 hours.
What's your brother's name?
Justin Hicks, Timothy Justin Hicks.
What's his wife's name?
Amber Hicks,
And how many children do they have?
just one. He is a 2-year-old named Jacob Raymond Hicks.
Okay. Now, as far as anything else with you guys looking at the house, I'm not asking you to go back down there. Do you see anything else that looks like it's been disturbed or that it doesn't look right?
Not that I could see. I went around the house with my father, and all we noticed was a broken window.
And that you know of, that window was not broken before?
No, ma'am. My father said for the police need to get here now, or he's going to go in.
They're on the way. I would suggest that you stay there and wait for them.
He said EMT needs to get here too.
The what?
EMT needs to get here too.
Who's injured?
In case. He said just in case. We don't know if anyone's still inside or not.
Okay.
We're now across the other side of the street in a neighbor's driveway. We're trying to stay away from the house.
And you guys have tried calling them on their phones and they're not answering? Is that correct? Ashley?
We'll now publish part 2 of that same call.
Hello?
Hey, we got disconnected.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just want to confirm that you guys have called them on their phones and they didn't answer.
We've tried calling multiple times now. My brother's phone rings a few times if we're going to voicemail. My sister-in-law's phone immediately goes to voicemail. As according to my mother, they've been off social media for about 12 hours now.
Okay.
Do you know how long police will get here?
They're responding emergency. You guys just stay where you are.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, she said they're responding emergency.
I've got 4 officers that are on the way, so you guys just wait there and let them check the home, okay?
Yes, ma'am. She said 4 officers are on the way.
I'm going to stay on the phone with you until they get there. That way you can let me know if you see anything or if anything changes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
phone with 911?
Yes.
Tell her to get an ETA from responding officer. Just say that.
They're coming emergency. They're running lights and sirens, and the sergeant is also en route. You guys just stay where you are, okay? I'll let you know when I show they're close.
Yes, ma'am. She said they're responding emergency. The sheriff is also inbound.
No, the sergeant.
He has listed the ETA.
They're responding lights and sirens. Just hold on. Hold on one
She
second.
said they're responding lights and sirens. He's asking if you could radio them what their ETA is. He's a retired cop from Cherokee.
One second. I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. Nothing yet. Ma'am, are you still there?
I'm still here.
One just pulled up. Cobb County, please.
All right, and you can let me go. They're there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Tim, was anyone found alive inside that residence?
Jacob was eventually.
What about any pets?
They had a dog named Bruno and a cat named Cat. Yeah, cat's name was Cat. Bruno, the officers eventually brought Bruno and Jacob out of the house. If you don't mind, I'm gonna say that during that 911 call, I haven't told my wife or daughter anything about what I saw. I left it alone, and I guess my wife was kind of having unctions as well, and that's what you hear in the background, her screaming out.
Is that why you went ahead and asked for EMT?
Yeah.
Okay, when your daughter said just in case.
When I saw them inside the house, based on my experience, I knew that they were gone and there was no bringing them back from what I saw. But yeah, I asked anyway.
And at that point, had you laid eyes on Jacob? Did you know whether he was
I did
alive?
not see Jacob at all. I was very concerned about it. Honestly, my first thought was that he had also been killed.
When you finally laid eyes on Jacob, was he crying?
He was not saying anything or crying. The officer that brought him out was a black officer. I think his name was Winston. I think. And he brought him out, and Jacob was basically catatonic. He had a blank stare on his face. He wasn't crying. He wasn't saying a word. He just hung in Officer Winston's arm like a sack of potatoes. And Officer Winston brought him over to my wife and I at the van. And normally when Jacob would see Nana, he'd just bubble up. He did nothing. He didn't acknowledge anything.
Had you ever seen him like this before?
Never have.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing pajamas, a long sleeve shirt and pajama pants, bottoms, and his pajamas had been covered in blood. And it was dried.
The blood was dry.
It was dried on his clothes, and it bled through to his skin.
Do you remember whether his pajamas were otherwise dry or wet?
He had on a diaper. I don't know how many times he'd gone in it, but it was heavy. I mean, he was wet for sure. I don't remember if he had number 2 or not, but he was wet.
Okay.
More than once.
A heavy diaper is the way you
A
described
heavy
it.
diaper.
Did he have anything in his hands?
Yeah. He was clutching Justin's glasses.
Would
And he
Justin,
wouldn't let go of them. We pried them from his hand. And I believe, I don't remember for sure if it was me or who, but we ended up giving them to the detectives, the glasses.
are those glasses that Jacob or that Justin would use to watch TV?
Yeah.
Now, developmentally, was Jacob a fairly normal 2-year-old?
Absolutely.
Was he attached to his parents?
Yes.
Did he often try to get their attention?
Yeah. Yeah, if he wanted something, he didn't have a problem trying to get somebody's attention to get it or whatever. Still don't. But
If his parents were on call or busy or preoccupied, would he get frustrated if he couldn't get their attention?
yeah, he would keep pursuing
Kind of like any 2-year-old.
like any 2-year-old.
Do you know what time he woke up back around that time? Typically, I mean,
Typically, he would wake up probably between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. The habit. I mean, he woke up pretty. He kept steady with the pattern even when Justin was off and kept him. But the pattern is when Charlene and I would watch him, he would get up about 6:30, and Justin and Amber would get ready for work, and Amber would drop him off at our house to babysit for the day, and he was up by then, stayed up usually.
and so typically when he woke up between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, would he have a diaper change?
Oh yeah, he would have his diaper changed.
Was he potty trained at all when he was?
Not then, no.
Now, was he able to change himself or put on his own clothes or anything?
Not then.
And so Justin and Amber would wake him up, change diaper, put clothes on.
Right.
What about feeding himself? Who typically prepared his breakfast?
Amber and Justin would occasionally, if Justin was off from work, and then usually he had breakfast when he got to our house.
Is that still
So-
pretty early?
Excuse me?
Is that still pretty early in the morning?
Yeah, by then there'd be 8 o'clock maybe.
Now, was he able to get anything out of the refrigerator or go into the pantry himself and make his own breakfast back when he was 2?
No, not then.
Able to get himself any water or anything?
No.
Now, by 10 o'clock in the morning, had he typically eaten by then?
Yeah, usually by then he'd had his food and probably a couple of cups of juice or something from a sippy cup. And
Snacks?
probably snacks, yeah.
Now, on that day, do you remember once he came out of the home, did he eat at all?
The best I know that he had not eaten since dinner time the night before.
Did you have him checked out by EMS?
The EMS was on the scene, and I remember it was a female EMT or paramedic. I'm not sure what her title was, but she was a medic. I knew that. And she stayed kind of close to us. And at one point, Jacob still hadn't come around. It took a few hours for him to even realize he was still in the world. And when the EMT lady, she was a little concerned and said, if he don't come around soon, we probably need to transfer him to the hospital. But before that took place, he did come around. It was almost like he'd woke up from a bad dream. He just like woke up and, Nana, you know.
After he had been with Nana for a long time.
She's holding him, but before that he didn't even move. He just laid there.
Now, did that behavior continue for some days after? Or?
Not that particular behavior, but a little quieter than the average 2-year-old maybe.
And y'all had watched him regularly, so
Since he was 2 months old.
Okay, so quieter than you had seen him previously.
Yeah, he was kind of a little bit docile for several days after.
Did he have any cuts or anything on his feet or his hands?
I didn't notice any cuts or anything on him.
So you had mentioned that there was kind of blood on his PJs that had kind of soaked through even to his skin. Was any of that blood, best you could tell, from Jacob himself?
That blood came from the crime scene.
Now, obviously, you spoke to officers on scene. Could you think of anyone in this world who would have wanted to hurt Justin and Amber?
I cannot think of one person that would be considered their enemy. I mean, both of them just easygoing, likable kind of people. Kind of, when they walked in a room, kind of lit it up, and without being flamboyant, made their presence was known. It was just someone pleasant to be around. Often, if you felt a little uneasy, they had this unspoken way of bringing about a certain amount of calm. And Justin, he takes after me. He's a jokester, so he's always joking about something and cutting up about something. And he and I would razz each other back and forth about something. We like to fish together quite a bit, and it's always competitive when we go. It's just the two of us, but you would think it was a Bassmaster Classic between us. It often was, but yeah.
Thank you so much. The defense may have some questions.
Might be appropriate time for a break. We've been going for about an hour and a half and giving Mr. You don't have any questions? Okay.
May he be released from the subpoena?
Yes, is there any objection to Mr. Hicks being excused and released from the subpoena?
No.
Okay, Mr. Hicks, you can step down and you can remain in the courtroom if you'd like.